Tim's kinda dumb, let's help him get smart. It's time to teach Tim stuff. Hey, welcome to take 3 of Time to Teach Tim. I got Jon Beecroft in the studio. Today we're learning about hat pins, enamel pins, lapel pins, call them what you will. They're fucking awesome pins.
Hell yeah, dude. Hi. Thank you for having me on. I really enjoy hat pins. What do you call it? I have a small company that makes them. These are a few of our pins. This one spins.
Oh, shit.
Hat pins have been around since what, the 18? Well, they've existed since the 1200s when nuns used them to fasten like their vestment hats. So hat pins have been around for a while, but they really got popularized in the 1820s in America, where women would wear it to keep their long hair, like in a bun, or like keep their hats like onto their hair. Really, it was more like a fastening device.
Yeah.
They'd be like up to 8 inches long and sharp. So they would just like stick them in their hair through the hat and stuff, like to stick it. But what do you call it? Since then, now festival kids have kind of taken over. They have a bunch of weird stuff. I don't really have any button pins, but you can make your own pins with a $50 machine. You know, there's a little button press like 70s, like
I used
vote
to
for me pins type stuff. Yeah,
I used to be in bands, so like that was like a big thing to have somebody who had a pin maker or knew somebody with it. Like, I can remember
the little flare puncher.
Yeah, I remember like going to Kinko's and printing out like sheets and sheets of the same, just Down with Digital was our name. Yeah. So I just printed out sheets and sheets of these little robot head looking things. Yeah.
Like 16 per page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like punch them out. Yeah. Pins are fun. I like them because they are so unnecessary now. Well, no one has really hair that they need to stick their hat to. Everyone just wears hats that fit them. But I mean, now it's more of an expression of like creativity.
Yeah.
Like what you want to wear. Maybe you have an outfit, but you want to add something of a particular color or style to it. I kind of center around cartoons a lot, but I don't know. I was gonna pick cartoons for this. I'm glad I didn't, because it's such a vague, overarching concept.
Well, getting to know you, you have an excellent podcast about cartoons.
Yeah, I would say it's fun. Comics, cartoons, and craft beers. I said it right, Joe. He always nails me when I say it wrong. But yeah, we have people on. And, usually comedians from the local scene, and we talk about different cartoons. We pick a cartoon every episode. Sometimes we pick an artist that was really influential. But, we're on Spotify, Anchor. Check us out. Check out Time to Teach Tim. Check out Tim's beard on his Instagram. If you scroll down a little bit, it can get epic, man. I did not shave in Viking solidarity today with Mr. Tim Rager. But yeah, we've got a couple different kinds of pins here. We have a mashup of Abra with Odessa. There, you can see the little, the weird Odessa symbol right in the middle there.
Yeah.
This is a Ben Focus pin. His art, it's kind of weird, but it's like little dots and stuff. It's a diamond. It's supposed to be the other way, but I have it. This is Steven Universe. This is Sonic. This is Dr. Robotnik. This is the Folgers can from Big Lebowski that Donnie goes into. This is one of my favorites. I'm very proud of this one. It is Shrek smoking a crack pipe. It's an angel Shrek smoking a crack pipe, and it says Cream's with a backwards Shrek logo. It says Cream's dad. And I kind of want to just pull this.
Yeah. And all photos of these pins are going to be on Instagram. You can check them out as the week goes on.
Cream's dad. And he's smoking a crack pipe. I found this online, and I just knew I had to have it.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad. Like, it's just the worst pin I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's the thing that surprises me about like hat pins, enamel pins. Just the artistry that goes into it. Because like these things, if you really look at an enamel pin, like the metal work, then the color work, it like combines all these things that like you wouldn't think would be combined, like the machining of the pins and then also like the design of it. So like it combines two fields of people in a unique way that I really appreciate.
Like there's engineers, there's software, graphic designers that work on pins. There's artists that just draw up sketches.
Yeah.
Send the sketches to a company that has a graphic designer working for them. They'll graphic design vector it. So like this is the finished product. This is like what the vectors would look like for
all
the
right,
pins
neat.
that we make. I just basically took the vectors and just slapped them to make my business cards. But even earlier, I have just hand drawings of these original designs, a few others that my friends would just draw up, and then I would take them, put them into GMP photo editor, color them, and then I would send them to the software. What is it? What is it?
Like a machinist or like
No. What do they call them? The creative designers. I don't know. The people that use like vectors and stuff, Photoshop and stuff.
All right.
I don't know. They work for the same company that makes the pins.
It's something like I was amazed. So one, like you touched on the history a little bit of it, and
I have an art piece here. What were we gonna say about the history? This is growing danger in the city crowd that places a startling list of accidents beside the long record of violent assaults committed with woman's deadly weapon, the hat pin. You can see where my printer ran out of ink. There's a lot of black in it. You see the little skull here, though, dude?
Yeah.
The dude, like, completely skewered by a hat pin. People were kind of sensational back in the day, too.
Oh, yeah.
But, I think this is one of my favorite propaganda pieces. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
women can't have little needles. Little needles? What will we do?
How will we ever defend ourselves against women with a little needle?
Let me just pull out my unlicensed gun. Craziness.
Yeah. But like the history of it is like, especially like I feel like the rise to popularity also had a lot to do with like in like the 60s and 70s, like the subculture started of it with like government rebellion. There was a lot of Vietnam era enamel pins.
Vietnam War survivor. They would have their the stuff they would have on their planes. Those like mean ass looking bombers. They had pins of those for their regiments. What do you call it? They would make pins for all kinds of stuff, like little league teams and stuff. It's become such a thing. It's like an easy thing to do now. It's like a Vistaprint. You can kind of just have your idea. There's a company that'll make it for you. You can dig deeper to making your own stuff, but that's just my experience. I mean, pins in general, I would say, are so versatile and so unnecessary. It's something that I love about them is like no one needs a hat pin. It's just a fun thing.
Yeah.
It's not even like a video game or like a piece of music. Like it's like art. You can just look at it. That's it. I mean, some of them do stuff. Like this one spins. I have one that opens here. That I made. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like it's more understated if you have it closed.
Yeah.
Not out like at a party or whatever.
I would never have known that it would open.
Yeah, the little hinges here. There's all kinds of cool stuff they do with pins. I mean, I've seen translucent like panel work over, so it looks like Han Solo sunk into the. They have 3D metal pins that like stick out. I wish I had more to show you, but this is just my collection. Yeah. Some of these are thicker than others. I traded this one just walking from a Bass Nectar concert. It's just they don't mean a lot to an average person, but they come to mean a lot to you when they're yours.
Yeah.
And
literally, I have my little collection here on the table.
I was wondering about that.
So I had a friend who was like real big in hat pins. Like literally had jean jacket like almost covered. And like half of them were like ACAB, all cops are bastards.
Screw the police, yeah. I mean, whatever you want to express. There's a hat pin for it.
Yeah,
you can be aggressive. You can be cute. There's like hat pins of like cats drinking bubble tea. It really doesn't. It's really whatever you want. It's probably out there on Wish app or on Etsy or whatever.
It's funny because like literally on the same page you'll see like ACAB pins and then you'll see like Blue Lives Matter pins.
Just say police pin and you'll see both sides of the argument for sure. It's an interesting way to see the culture. I don't know. I mean, or I guess the zeitgeist. What's going on?
Yeah,
you can see. I mean, an ACAB pin that suggests that someone really they made 100 pins of this thing that says "All cops are bastards," and they think it's gonna sell. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of. This is a fucking string cheese incident pin that someone just randomly gave me. Wait, I have really little pins. Really, really, really tiny hat pins. They're in this bag. So, let's talk about the pins that your friend.
Oh yeah. So just seeing him, I was like, I want some pins. And literally,
You
I
got
went.
some, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I went
on.
online and
Oh, nice.
I got a Rick and Morty weird lotus flower. I guess Buddhist almost.
Yeah, with all the heads from the reality show.
Yeah.
Episode. Oh, and then Morty with all the Shiva arms and what they got all this tech stuff.
Yep. And
That's cool. Let's see. There's anything on the back? Oh yeah, it's numbered. Pinstopshop.com.
Oh,
Pinner
yeah.
Jones. Oh yeah, sorry. Pinstopshop.com. Pinner Jones made this one, and you got 181 out of 200. They'll often have like numbering on the back to show that they're a limited edition. They have the information to get more. Show your
all
friends.
Huh. And I never would have noticed that.
Really?
I mean, I probably looked at it and was like, oh, it's numbered.
Yeah. Well, it's like, why is it? Yeah, it's like a limit. It's a limited run or whatever. You got
Yeah.
that number. But I have two very tiny pins that you could show the versatility of this medium.
Yeah, and again, everything will be on Instagram and Time to Teach Tim. I'll link to Jon B's Instagram as well.
I just showed you a very tiny cooler pin. It's a very tiny cooler. That one, I think it's all the guys from Fish on a boat. I can't even see it, it's so tiny. I just pulled these out of my drawers. I have a bunch of just stuff I haven't looked at.
And you have a ton. You were saying that you used to sell them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still do, but it's online now.
All right.
I used to walk around with a we had a little canvas bat. I should have brought it, but it was like a little book that you'd open and look through, and the pages were just canvas, so you'd stick the pins through them.
Yeah.
So I just walk around with it like that on my arm at Bass Nectar concerts and EDM shit. I don't like that scene really so much anymore because it's a lot of
It's heavy.
Yeah. You ever just been on drugs and you see a girl just drop to the ground in front of you? It's like, I don't want to sell pins anymore. I'm gonna go on Etsy.
I'll tell you,
That's where I am.
nothing made me not want to go to festivals anymore than waking up early the morning, Sunday morning.
Yeah, and you have to get down there, and then you get down there the day you have to party. It's like, dude.
Well, no, just being there, sleeping at the festival and then waking up and just the mess of it. These
waking
festivals,
up in a tent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
awful.
peace and love and how about maybe pick up your trash?
It's can I go to a real restroom? It's like, no, you get the porta potty line up. And
Yeah.
don't go to the closest one because that one's ruined. Go to the farther ones always.
Yeah.
There's some. I love music festivals. Just you would start walking somewhere, and everyone else is so unable to walk straight, and you're unable to walk straight.
Yeah.
So everyone is just trying to avoid each other, and to a sober person just watching, it's probably the most ridiculous thing. Just people just.
We went, me and my friends,
Music festivals.
it was Mountain Jam or something. There's a million of them, but so it's on a ski slope, right? So you go up and you're watching the band is down below.
Nice.
And so at night though, to get to the parking, it's pitch black, and they didn't light the walkway.
Oh.
So you leave the music area, and then all of a sudden you just see is The Walking Dead. Nobody knew where to go. The path wasn't clear. It was all gravel, and nobody maintains the ski slope, so it's all just rocks. So I feel so bad about this. So we got there.
Did you leave someone behind or something?
I almost got left behind.
Oh my goodness.
So we got there. We're sitting there watching the band and waiting for the shrooms to kick in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I have a couple bucks. I'm gonna buy the three of us a beer. Now the beer was all the way down the mountain.
No.
So nothing really kicked in yet. So I get down there and I get to the beer stand and I was like, oh shit, I'm tripping. Like the
at
lights,
the beer stand.
yeah, behind the guy are going off.
Like that bit of activity got your stomach moving.
Yeah.
And yep, no return. Like,
So I get 3 beers, and now I have to walk up a mountain and find 2 people in a crowd of people.
like the fucking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Right there.
Long story short, I'm walking around yelling, "Charlie, Charlie," and like people are like, "Charlie's not here," and like people are like laying down on the mountain. I may have stepped on a guy's head.
Oh my god. Right on his head, dude.
Well, it kind of like slipped off the side of his head.
That guy was probably just like, "What? Did that just happen?" And you were already like stumbling away up the mountain. And he's like, "All right." Like,
He yelled at me. He was like, "Hey, you stepped on my head." I was like, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry.
My voice like cracked while I was saying it too. I was like, "I'm sorry."
Like, all right, that guy suffered enough.
So like, I eventually just give up. I sit down. I was like, "Well, at least I had 3 beers to drink."
Hell yeah.
And then they lit up the crowd, and I was like, "Oh, finally, my chance."
Mhm.
15 feet to my right,
the
they
whole
were
time.
sitting. Yeah.
And they don't even hear you. Charlie, Charlie. Like,
And you know,
what? Like,
you know how it is when you're tripping. Like I was
Yeah.
resigned to like die alone. Like,
they're never coming back. I'm stuck here by myself forever. At least I have some hydration.
yeah.
I'm gonna die here alone. Yeah.
And in that moment, it was like being taken away from home when I was 7, and then like at 31, I was brought back, and I was like, oh my god.
Everything's okay. Yeah. Like the unbelievable relief. It's like you were gonna find them eventually. It's not a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
but
But,
not on drugs. Yeah, everything's a big deal. Walking through a doorway is a big deal on drugs.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa, this room's different. Brain's like, whoa.
That's why, like, I don't think I can trip again, man. I think I'm past that in my
Moratorium.
life. Yeah.
Fucking wash your hands. Like, good for you, man. Hell yeah.
Well, no, I mean, well, I'd like
heard
to,
the
but I don't.
message, you know, yeah.
I don't think I could handle it.
And you can hang. It's like, I don't know. It dehydrates the heck out of you. You
Yeah.
need to like drink a gallon of water before you decide to do it.
Yeah.
I can't do that normally, like for life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I drink
Probably 'cause
about.
of this too. Drink too much beer.
There's water in beer, right?
I mean, if it's below 5%, I believe it hydrates you.
Really?
Yeah, below 5%, but anything above that dehydrates you. So that's why they would brew like super weak beer for drink in place of water.
So light beer will hydrate you.
Yep, that's why those guys are so lame. Oh. Light beer. It's like get fat like a regular guy. Like what? Michelob Ultra.
So what happens like in the history of it? What I always try to like study or look up stuff before this.
I'm trying to help teach you something. I'm trying to keep that in mind. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what I found was so interesting was like the culture of it. Like you're saying, like a lot of it started out with like lapel pins and hat pins.
Yeah.
And then like so like weird different groups started like adapting it. And do you think like in modern culture, like you're saying they're useless? Like I feel like they're more useful now than ever because like identifying yourself to people is so important.
Well, yeah. If you wanna, you can convey something that you wouldn't be able to say to someone with a hat pin. Like if they get a reference that's very esoteric, like say the spaghetti pin. This is from one episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You would have to seen this one episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force to get it. So, like, people who have seen that episode and enjoy the show, like, they might just be like, "Hey, man, like, I love your pin," like, that starts a conversation that you would not have started just having your clothes on. You know, it's like, it can really express something really specific because clothing is more like general purpose, but this makes it. I don't like the word flair, but it's like, yeah, that's an Office Space
it is
reference.
flair, though.
But yeah, it's absolutely flair.
Yeah.
You need your minimum of pieces of it. But I don't know. I used to have a hat that was like fucking covered in pins like, all over, and it gets heavy, and I think it's kind of ridiculous sometimes.
And if you bump your head, it hurts.
Yeah, yeah. if the thing comes out and you don't realize, you can jab your head with a fucking sharp spike. But it's the things you do for love. I don't know. I really do enjoy them. It's just something I fixated on when I was in college because I saw a kid who had a hat full of them, just absolutely full of them. They're like, whoa, dude, those are awesome. Where'd you get them? I love these things. And he's just like, oh yeah, it happened. I have like 2 more hats filled just like this. I was like, oh, dude, I can make money off this. So I started taking my friend's art, and that's this side of the whole board is all stuff I've done. But yeah, I people start offering to trade you stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'll be selling stuff, and they're like, well, do you want this pin for that pin? And it's like, yes, you know, like yeah. And so you get to meet people. Like I still remember the guy I met, Noah, traded me this pin at Base Nectar or Base Lights 2014. That was a fucking while ago before all that other stuff happened with him. But yeah, it was a really fun time, and I was just walking. He just traded this to me, and like I will never forget walking and that night because he traded this. This has a little lightsaber in it. It's supposed to glow in the dark, but we have such good lighting in here. Like, don't even worry about it. But this is like a weird element that glows in the dark.
Yeah.
There's so much that you can do with them. There's pins that have like little chains that hang off of them. So it's like the pin and then this dangles and like does whatever. Shit, I've seen pins where you like have a little slider. So like you can have like a guy going up a mountain, just pull it to the right and he like goes up. Like
really?
yeah. There's weird stuff. It's I don't know. The engineers got together with weird artists and came up with all this weird stuff.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I love about them is you know that combination of odd forces.
Yeah, the machining, the enamel going in. A lot of soft enamel is hand painted, like they produce them mostly in China because of regulations and stuff the way they make them. But like there's soft enamel, and then there's like hard enamel, which is kind of just really more shiny.
All right.
And doesn't really show detail like you were saying earlier with the details, how like they fill in different little parts of it.
Yeah.
And they can get so tiny with it and just dab little bits of it. Like that. That's really exciting to look at for me. I really like this pin a lot because of the pink artwork.
Yeah.
Here, yeah, the mic. Yeah. I like if you can't hear me, you can guess what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know. They're just fun. They're glittery. They're cool to look at. They're my bread and butter, and I don't know how. But I went to school for pharmaceutical sciences, and then I just hooked up with a friend who was drawing. He would draw stuff like this, and then throw it in the garbage because he's like, whatever, like you just sketch whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, I'll give you $100 for this. So I gave him $100. That's how I started the whole little company, and that I'm not trying to advertise anything, but you can
advertise.
You can order beer online from Last Wave Brewing. It's never been easier to order beer online. I did that on the way over here. But my company's Instant Pinner Designs on Etsy if you want it. www.etsy.com/instantpinnerdesigns.com.
Link in the product
episode
description, I'm sure.
Yeah. Remember when Dweck was on?
Yeah. That was
last week. You got to have like the electric guitar from the Power Rangers to like intro or something. You got to I'll edit it for you. Like I do.
Well, actually this thing it's got like a whole bunch of stuff.
Can you do like a repeater? Oh. Yeah, hell yeah.
I think this one's crap. Yeah.
Nice. Welcome to teaching. Oh no.
Time to teach Tim.
Time to teach Tim. That's right.
Yeah. Wait, so one of the things I saw though, like, was the enamel pins like not filled in. But it seemed to be like that was a very like collector specific thing.
They call them raw pins. Raw. They don't have any enamel in them. It's basically they take the mold that they came up with and they either just completely fill it jet black or they'll leave it like stainless steel.
Yeah.
Like, you can just kind of like see yourself in it. It's just a fun thing that collectors and producers kind of do. That's actually a very specific niche of the scene that I didn't think you'd know about is raw pins. But
I study.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Raw pins. There's like usually about 10 of them maybe made for like 100 to 200 pin runs that people make. Yeah, so that's more of a collector's item. There's only 10 of them. They give them to like close friends or sell them like to one person at an upcharge.
Yeah, because like what I was seeing on a couple, I forget the guy's name. I'm going to blank on it. But it was like a collaboration, an artist with a pin maker.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had, so like the pins were like $35, but then they were selling the raw for like $150.
Which is funny because it's actually cheaper to make those in China. There's no enamel in them, so they had put less work into it.
It was like one of two or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of silly, really. But I mean, the whole thing is silly. So how silly you want to get with it? I've seen auctions where certain pins sell for like $800, $900, $1,000. Yeah,
jeez.
yeah, for a little piece of metal, and you would think they're crazy, but art is crazy. Like people
Yeah.
pay thousands of dollars for a canvas that was painted on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
anyone can paint on a canvas, but you want that one like so bad. It's gotta be yours. Like I don't know. That's what determines value. Art's kind of nonsensical bullshit, really.
Yeah.
It's just whatever people are willing to pay is what it's worth.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like these even if they're not worth anything. They're fun.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing too. Like, so when I was like inspired by my friend and wanted to, there was like, I wanted to spend like $500 on pins,
Yeah,
like
it's
right away,
addictive,
just
right?
because there was like, if you do not know, if you do not think there is an enamel pin for you, specifically for just you,
Oh, yeah, dude.
there is.
Yeah, there's one that you didn't know you needed.
Yeah.
Like, and once you start seeing them everywhere. It's a thing. Yeah.
There was
It's like getting into cars or something.
Yeah. There was a Steve Zuzu, like the little Team Zuzu pin,
Nice. Yeah.
and like they had them like customized like license plates at like gift shops where like they had like everybody's names.
Oh yeah,
I was
man.
like,
the marketing, yeah, is crazy.
Yeah.
They'll make anything. Once they have like this little vector design, they could put this on stickers. They could put this on pins. They could put this on t-shirts. You know,
yeah,
so you can branch out with your art. I mostly make hat pins though. It's just, I don't know. It's easy to keep hat pins straight and ship them. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so like when you're selling them online, like
Mm-hmm.
do you try to like cultivate like a specific vibe or a feel like
sort
so-
of. My whole thing was kind of just like I'm trying to get art from my friends out into the public in a medium that's working right now. So hat pins are selling. I'm going to try and get you to see their art through this, make some money for me and them. You know, I pay them right off the bat. But I don't know. I don't think I had any kind of like lit fam, like it's up, bro. Like I don't know. I did giveaways for a while, but I stopped doing them.
Yeah.
And now I just kind of let people see the art that I have, and if they want to buy it, that's great. If not, then you know it's okay. I don't need them to. Like
Yeah. Well, see,
I'm not
that's-
good at marketing, really.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of put this out there, and it's like it's available for sale.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's kind of the
Really?
same thing. Like I feel like with comedy, like it's like these are the things I want to talk about. Take it or leave it. And you know, like
Tying it back to comedy, hell
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck yeah. I like just saying what's on my mind and not worrying about having a fantastic set or the tightest, you know,
Yeah.
like telling jokes that I know work in front of people that have heard them how many times, you know.
Yeah.
I would rather just like point at people around the room and mess with them or, you know, it doesn't matter in certain situations. Like if you're up to get past somewhere, you bring your top
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I think people get too uptight about doing well at
Yeah.
an open mic,
Yeah.
mic nights. You know,
Yeah.
like let's have fun. You know, that's why I do it. I don't think I'm going to make a lot of money doing stand up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I've made money doing stand up, but not a lot of money. You know, like it's happened. But
I think
yeah.
I made $37.
Hell yeah, man! It's about what I made too. Yeah, like 20 here, 10 there. Yeah, like,
Yeah. But like
But
you
fuck,
you
man.
definitely have like a style to you that's like
really-
very stoner vibey, like almost like if the band Sleep was a person. It's like cuz you're kind of like edgy
that's
and
one of the nicest
hardcore
compliments,
and but very very stoner and also laid back. Like and I really appreciate just your style on stage. It's you. That's what it is.
I try to do like a little bit of an amplified version of myself, but that's one of the nicest things someone's told me. Thank you, Tim.
Oh yeah.
I love your dad laugh. It's so awesome, dude. When you're up on stage, it's like, yes, dude, yes, here it goes.
There's actually a funny story about how that laugh came to be. So I had this teacher in like junior or sophomore year, and he laughed like,
Well,
And
you told me this, yeah.
yeah. So I'd make fun of him and laugh like that, and then it stuck.
Suck, yeah. It's like making a weird face, and then you just can't.
Yeah, so like now, like all of this, like I'll be laughing at something like,
It
and
just comes out of nowhere.
I just think back to that
You,
teacher. And I'm
trained
like,
yourself how to do it,
Yeah.
and then when you think something's really funny, you remember making fun of him. And
Yeah.
just, oh.
he won in the end. Pretty much.
he passed the curse upon you.
Yeah. I wonder who made him laugh like that.
Yeah, dude, it's been like this chain that's going down.
No. So how long have you? When did you first like get into pins?
Well, okay, so I was selling them in 2014. I would say 2011, like a couple years after I got out of college. I was living with a couple guys I went to school, was in a fraternity with. Sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, my friend Hyun was just drawing up stuff every day, cool stuff every day, and it would just sit around, like just scraps of paper would just sit around, and I got into it then with that. Like I started making pins before I really got into collecting them, you know.
Oh, that's unique.
Yeah, I kind of saw it as a business opportunity because I had this art. And I was like, this is so good. Like it made me so happy to look at it. And I was seeing other people's stuff that they would put out after I saw, met the kid with a bunch of hat pins on his hat, and it was like, oh, I spent a lot of money on these. It's like, I could use money. So I looked up what my competition was, and they're not as good. So I don't know. There's some pins that are crazy detailed, like really good artists, like a fucking elephant, but it's like all these little different triangles that make up the elephant, and they're all colored differently and stuff.
Yeah.
But I try and just mix pop culture with art. I mean, I guess just, there's like video games, cartoon shows. This is a mix of two video games. This is a video game. This is a cartoon show. Mostly video games and cartoon shows. There's Alice in Wonderland pin. So, I mean, it's just like all across the board. The most weird one I guess I have is the pizza and donut skull. Those don't really relate. That's just a pizza and donut skull. And then there's the Donald Trump pins. Those aren't selling very well. I don't wonder why.
I can't imagine why.
It was kind of funnier 4 years ago, man, when, I don't know, we thought he was going to be gone in like a year or something.
Yeah.
Everyone thought everything was going to be so fine, and now there's a plague and an insurrection. Like, wild stuff.
Yeah, but it's all happening like the last 2 weeks he's here.
It's like it's not fair to just cram that much stuff into one time period, Like,
I feel like it's like senior week.
Yeah, it's like senior week for our country.
Yeah.
Series finale on Sweeps Week of, the last season of. I've seen that online. The wheels spin on this one. I don't know if I mentioned that. This belonged to Aaron. I don't know who Aaron is. I used to work at a donations place, and someone donated this pin board, and I was like, I like pins, and I stole it. So that I don't know, Aaron, your mom donated a pin board, and now it's mine.
Yeah,
Get over it.
I'm sure this was his chore board.
Yeah, probably, with all those stupid little race cars. I feel like I'm a 6-year-old right now. I'm sorry. I love this pin a lot because I got it from CVS. I asked them specifically for a no smoking pin, and they gave me a no smoking pin. I used to wear it next to the Luigi. He'd be smoking the Firefly with the no smoking pin sticking out of it while I'm smoking a cigarette because the duality of man or something. Like,
yeah. Yeah, it's always fun to be a walking oxymoron.
Yeah. I like contradicting myself. I don't like contradicting myself that much. I don't know.
No, exactly. There you go. That's perfect. Yeah.
Ooh. Can you play a little guitar to take us out?
You want me to play guitar to take us out? We're a half hour in.
Oh, we're a half hour in. Well, then let it ride, baby. This is sponsored by Last Wave Brew. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't give us any money. I'm sorry.
No one has given. If you want to give us money,
this podcast is available for sponsorship. Time to Teach Tim, the podcast.
Oh yeah, and we just got on Apple Podcasts. Dweck told me the other day we're on there. They didn't email me, so I don't know why.
They don't give a crap about it. I don't know. They're just going to fill your iPod with U2 and then leave you dead.
Hey, you know what? I never took that album off my phone, and it still comes on shuffle. It's not
Still
that bad.
Sometimes I rock that shit.
Yeah. I
That
kind
is
of
a-
like that. That album never got a
That's
chance.
a personal yeah, you know, it didn't get a chance because they tried to beat us over the head with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it was more U2. Like, it's not like I hate U2, but I don't go actively seeking out U2.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's a beautiful...
Sunday Bloody Sunday.
that's a good one. Yeah, it's a good
I mean,
song.
early '90s, U2 really banged.
Yeah, they had some deep feeling. Yeah.
That was like the first like arena rock band that I like heard.
Yeah. And then Coldplay just tried and
Yeah. I remember when the song Yellow came out. Like literally like my friends' moms are playing the album in their car. Like I feel like Coldplay was elder music before they even like were anything like for younger people. Like
yeah. It's
Don't get me
very,
wrong.
very relaxingly soft.
yeah,
The music.
don't get me wrong. I love Coldplay.
See, I try to fix you. That shit makes me tear up every time. It's a very sad song, but the guitar work on it, no, it's not very good.
Yeah.
You know, like they tried to ask Bowie to be on a song with them, and Bowie said no because it's not very good, is it? That's what he said to them. Like, he didn't really want to be on the fucking thing with them. Like,
Bowie
I'm
doing
David Bowie. I managed my brand way better than you. Like,
David Bowie's like,
staying
I'd
relevant
rather
for 4
die.
decades. Yeah. It's like, I'd rather die than work with Coldplay, but I will just tell them it's not a very good song, is it? And like, that's what he said. What a dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
but he's Bowie. He could do it.
Yeah.
But there are Bowie hat pins. This is a hat pin of a sneaker. I don't know if you guys. This is a little Nike Dunk.
So I was gonna say Air Force One. That's
Oh,
how little I know
little
about
swoosh.
sneakers.
Yeah, a Nike Dunk with the Nike swoosh on it. It's literally just an accurate representation of a shoe. That's what that pin is. This is the Cubone skull, which if you've watched Pokemon, you know how sad that is. You know.
I have not. We'll have to have somebody teach me about Pokemon one day.
Yeah, I'll save that for you. You can learn about how horrific that is for children to know about. This is Studio Glibby. This is all the fish guys on a hot dog. This is the meat truck that I made on my board. It's meat. I don't know. Hat pins are fucking cool, and I love them. And it's not just for people on drugs. You can have a hat pin for your. There's pins for like Girl Scouts. There's pins for like moms trying to raise money for charity. You know, there's pins for like races and awareness. The ribbon pins. You know, all kinds of them.
And a weird crossover that I'm not sure if you're aware of. Hat pins and enamel pins are huge in NASCAR culture.
Oh, I did not know that. I actually did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, there's
Good
like
time to teach John.
yeah.
NASCAR culture.
Yeah, there's like
They have
pins,
like pins of cars and
well,
like
yeah,
drivers
that
and stuff.
specific races.
Oh, wow.
It could
Like
even
it's like a picture of like the Dome Stadium and then the name of the like the race above it and stuff.
Yeah, like,
cool. That's awesome.
And like even in other sports culture, like
I know the Olympic pins are
yeah,
a big deal.
Yeah,
those are worth lots of money if you get complete sets of them.
Yeah,
You
those
only buy them at the Olympics.
Yeah, and those too, like again, it's like if you don't think there's a hat pin for you, there is.
There's Disney hat pins. That's a huge culture. If you have a cheap hat pin, or if you have a cheap lapel pin, hat pin from Disney, you can get like a mixed pack of like 500, and then you go to the Disney World. I'm not endorsing going to Disney World right now, but I'm saying that you can go to Disney World with like a little kid and put the lapel around like little like necklace where you pin all the pins onto it. So you walk around and then you go up to a cast member and they have like a Disney Princess pin. So you take your lame Donald Duck pin and you trade it for like a Disney Princess limited edition pin. And you go on eBay, $500, dude.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like, it's a racket. There are people that take their kids and just, here's a thing for you, here's a thing for you, here's a thing for you. If you see this pin, you get it. If you see this pin, you get it, you know? But that's probably the meaner side of it. It's meant to invoke a sense of community and trading. You know, you trade the pins with the cast members.
Yeah. I would never have guessed that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
I would
a crazy commodity. The market's people want a full collection and stuff, you know, like they get about it.
Yeah, when you combine two things like enamel pins
Disney,
and Disney,
yeah.
I can imagine the
The
competition,
fandom, dude.
being
And they
fierce.
keep biting more slices of the pie off. Like, now we have Star Wars. Now we have Marvel. Soon we're going to have Warner Brothers. Like, we're going to have
They will have it
everything.
all.
Yeah, dude. Like, we're going to turn on the TV, and it's going to be like Disney 1, Disney 2, Disney 3, Disney 4. That goes the poor.
Yeah, and then it's only a matter of time before the government takes over Disney. And
Oh,
then...
yeah. It's like, you've become too big. We're going to... Mickey Mouse is Big Brother. Yeah, I think I've seen like a Beeple comic of that before.
Yeah.
Like Mickey Mouse with the hail. I'm not doing it, but the hail. Like, just bad stuff.
I'm sure there's a hat pin for that.
There's probably a hat pin for that. I don't endorse it very much. Tim, I brought a couple random hat pins from Wish that I bought back in the day. If you want to take one as a keepsake, I would love for you to have one.
Oh, my first gift.
Hell yeah, dude.
Aw.
Yeah. Well, Tim, you gave me this lovely box of Starburst.
Yes,
It's
thank
signed.
you.
I am never opening this box of Star. This is a trophy for me now, honestly, for real, dude. Yeah.
No, I appreciate you coming on and
I appreciate
bringing
the
the
Starburst.
collection. Yeah, no, I love it. And so, did you have you're on social media, the whole nine, everything?
I'm at Instagram at Jon Beecroft Snacks. So
Right.
it's JONBEECROFT Snacks. So
And then
Yeah.
your podcast, comics,
cartoons, and craft beers.
and craft beer.
On Spotify. I'm on Facebook. I don't want you to add me there though. So Jon Beecroft Snacks. And I don't know. My thing is Instant Pinner Designs. I have the card right here. I guess I could show you.
Yeah, I will have a picture of that on the Instagram. Time to Teach Tim.
There's all the stuff for it. Thank you, dude. It was a pleasure teaching you about hat pins. I know there's more important stuff in the world. I understand that this isn't like a cutting edge thing to learn, but I appreciate that you were interested enough to ask me what I would want to teach you. And I said hat pins, and you're like, hell yeah. So
yeah, I'd rather learn about somebody from a place of their passion than like a book report. Like, I'm glad you weren't like, I want to teach you about Israel. And I'm like, oh, okay.
No one wants to know about them, dude. Like, you can't wear Israel on your hat or clip your tie with it.
Actually, I'm sure there's an Israel hat pin.
There's probably an Israel hat pin, but yeah, that's not. Yeah, well, I don't know.
There's
We're
probably...
getting philosophical
Yeah.
now, but yeah, I hope I taught you something.
I definitely learned the Disney bringing your kids around. You could
you
pay
can make
for a
some
Disney
money,
trip.
dude.
Yeah.
If you find the right hat pin that some crazy nerd is like, I need it. Like, I never understood the obsession with hat pins. I mean, not like the obsession, but like the concept of spending so much money on it. But then again, I never understood art really and the concept of spending like more than $50 on a painting, like it's paint on a canvas. That's not worth $1 million. But if you're willing to pay it, you can have it. But hell yeah, man. I don't know if there's anything else I can teach you about hat pins. They're fun. They're enamel. There's soft enamel, hard enamel. There's weird old ones. There's new ones. There's ones for certain different little things. There's ones for broad, like I finished this marathon or I went to this event. It's just a fun way to express yourself and show people what you want to show them.
Yeah, which is important now because
you can't talk to people anymore. You're supposed to keep 6 feet away.
Yeah.
They can see the hat pin. It's fine,
Well, that's the weird thing. Like, so you mentioned, seeing it happen, starting the conversation based on the hat.
It's happened more than once.
Oh yeah, that happened to me. I have 2 pins. That happens to me almost every time I wear it.
It's like, hey, It's like, well, yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
It's so hard to start a conversation when you're getting into this age range as well. I feel like it's like, well, what do you want? But it's like, hey, I love your hat pin. You started with positivity.
Yeah.
You could do like, hey, cool shirt. And it's like, yeah, thanks. Like, you keep walking. But it happens. Very personal,
And it's very specific.
Let me show it to you. Yeah. You nerd out a little bit.
Yeah.
People need to nerd out more. I think that's what the theme of this episode should be. Just nerd out a little bit more.
Nerd out a little bit, people.
Thank you, Tim.
No, thank you. All right.
It was a very fun episode of the
thank
podcast.
you for coming. I'm going to have Tim play us out. Tim's kinda dumb, let's help him get smart. It's time to teach Tim stuff. Thank you.